back.
Oh, we're back in
We're back in session.
Good thought, though. Good thought. I thought the same thing, but I thought, no.
I want to mention that Todd Bemis got hold of me yesterday,
Okay.
and he was talking about the lady who complained to Andrew. He said they did not spray up there. He said if there's any questions, to call him and bring him in. So that's why I'm saying it now, if we want to bring him in and ask him.
To my knowledge, it was Road and Bridge.
Well, Todd had another theory on it too, so
Okay.
it's Road and Bridge down on 22nd doing it.
Yeah.
But Todd said they've had experience with this lady before,
Mm-hmm.
and that Todd Searle went up there and dug out, I don't remember how many he said, of thistles, dug them out just because they knew the problem with the lady.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's any questions, he'd be glad to come in.
I mean, I just kind of figured there's something with carryover drift from somewheres. You know, Roundup is a contact spray only.
Mm-hmm.
The particle of the spray has to contact the plant.
Right.
2,4-D
Is a
will knock
drifter.
is a drifter, will knock the snot out of the tomato plants
Yeah.
and trees,
Mm-hmm.
certain trees. And I don't know this dicamba. I don't know about it. I don't know.
Basically the same makeup as
2,4-D.
2,4-D,
That's
right?
reason there's so many restrictions
Yes.
on it.
Yeah.
Looks
You know,
like Remedy and Pasture Guard
and that stuff can drift a long ways if the weather's right.
for the second and third day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the weather's right. And so I did visit with the landowner via telephone, and I said, I tried to tell her that Roundup was a contact spray only, no drift. I said 2,4-D, this can be a drifter, and I couldn't think of the dicamba spray, and so, or Pasture Garden.
Pasture
You
Guard,
know,
Maine, 'cause it's got Remedy and Asphalt in it.
Yeah, so I mean, if they were
Remedy
doing
will move
some,
3 or 4 miles. I had the experience on that.
this is pasture spraying time of the year.
Yep.
And if they had a plane, and I know there was a plane flying around last week,
Oh, yeah.
and the airport should be able to give the information of flights.
A tomato will sniff the air.
Yeah,
And
so
you get-
I don't know. I tried to be as polite as possible with her and understanding, so.
Anyway, the key was, Todd was blamed at the beginning. Todd had nothing to do, his group had nothing to do with
Oh,
it.
okay.
So we need to clarify that.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I thought she told me it was the Road and Bridge.
Well, the story, Todd Searle was out there, or Todd was there at the time, and they saw the Road and Bridge freight truck down the road, and they went and asked, and yes, they had been spraying in that area, but Todd's people had not been spraying in that area because of prior
Issues.
So,
Right.
yeah, so it's discovered that was
Yeah, I
probably
think-
it, or evidently the tomatoes are right up beside a metal building, and the sun reflecting, the heat is getting to them too.
Could be part of
Anyway,
it.
doesn't matter, it wasn't Todd,
Yeah.
wasn't our weed department.
If they're on the south side of the metal building, is the sun taking care of that? Sun could be.
Mhm. Well, that was what Todd said, could be too, then. Maybe he was, it wasn't our
Somebody needs to
people.
look at it to see if it's chemical or sun.
Well, I think they're gonna bring somebody in, from the way I understand it, to.
Is there any, much pasture south of with cerise in it? I hadn't heard nothing on it till just now,
I
but
don't know, yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't know if there's been any spraying
Yeah,
out
there
there.
was a, quarter mile pasture,
Right there by Hess
It's
Station.
south of it.
with Remedy and Pasture Guard, quarter mile is way too close.
Yeah. And I think they got some pretty tender trees, there as well.
Sounds to me like Agent Orange.
I don't know. But I do understand the frustration that she has.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, lordy.
So thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anytime. No problem.
Did anybody go to Wayne's deal yesterday morning?
I did.
You guys?
Had a very, very respectful crowd.
Good. Good. Good, good, good. Allen County Law Enforcement, that's probably jail prisoners, holding prisoners, isn't it?
Yeah, probably, I'm gonna,
420.
probably, yeah, should be on the, should be the voucher claim.
Anderson County, 840, there's $1,200 so far.
They've got them in other places besides those two.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Probably got some down in,
Woodson,
I would say Savory, but on Howard,
Howard,
yeah, seems like we always got some in Howard.
I think that last jail meeting they had inmates in four, I think 4 different locations.
Light, there was a light that kept flashing right in front of your head, so it was the
I
trash.
can see it on the board.
Two.
Yeah, they only cost $45 or, oh, 12 days.
been any more information about the Auburn Pharmacy relocation?
They're having some survey issues.
Are they?
I run into Mike up there about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and biggest issue is for the highway department.
State?
Had an employee change
No.
in Topeka, and they're starting over fresh from the beginning. And, I guess, well, Mike wasn't a happy camp for that, but I guess.
When you leaving, Bill? It's the second full week.
The second, the second, the next week, week. So all of a sudden, all the things that I thought, oh, I'll get that ready and that ready, like, oh, better hurry up.
I had a piece with him about some of that, and, tell him we need some more clarity on what it's about.
Exactly right here for, I mean, it's $33, but what do we do it for?
That's what I told him I need to know. I mean,
What's that on?
Well, some of these, we're reimbursing people and we're paying for places like restaurants and stuff. When they go, I kinda like to know why they're at those places. In other words, are they there because of a meeting? Are they there just because they wanna go eat? What's the deal? Seems like we have a lot of those. But Tom said he spoke to me about it.
Is there something I need to hold out on check-wise?
No, we owe them,
Yeah,
whatever it is, we do owe these.
That's the second voucher we had, or second or third.
yeah, I asked for some clarity whether, it's a meeting with Southeast Kansas, is it a meeting with
Right.
Yeah.
state engineers, and, I mean,
Exactly.
I'd just like to know.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm not trying to micromanage, I just wanna know where our money's going.
Right.
Can you pronounce that? Oh. Give check to the health department, did not mail. Give check to health department, did not mail. $8,000 check here.
Did the,
What's your voucher?
sheriff's department have Coffee County Transportation take some people someplace?
493.
Yes,
493. No, that's check number.
they had a family that had been
499.
staying, they stayed overnight
93,
in the lobby area
August,
and didn't
I
have,
mean, that's good that they're using
second president.
Yeah.
transportation.
yeah, and they didn't have a way to get them back, and they didn't really, I don't think they spoke English and didn't have any family around, and they were from the Kansas City area, so.
But the event don't take place until August 15th.
Looks like he's speaking three different times. 8:30, 1:30, and 6. $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
He's evidently got employees enrolled in some
Just from health.
training
Mm-hmm.
from the health department.
Yeah, this is, I think he touched on it, I think there's more than just our health department involved, I think it's,
It's a branch of staff.
community,
Like a community awareness.
school people and the hospital. and-
Okay.
South County, South Gulf County staff and students, Burlington parents, so.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just something that I seen that was like,
12 inmates at Allen County.
12.
For the month of May. So that's
12 inmates or just 12 days? 12 days.
12 days, 12 inmates, I don't know.
Do one inmate.
It's 12,
Yeah, which would be 12 days is 35.
no, it doesn't say it's 12 days, it says 12, so it could
Yeah,
be.
I'm sure it'd be, for that, it'd surely be just one inmate.
Well, if you had two inmates, you're still only charging them $35 a day.
That'd be 70, it'd be more than 40.
Anderson County was for 22 days,
22 days.
and it was the same person,
Hmm.
which their name probably should have been blacked out.
As long as it's not my name, I'm okay.
So that's 34 days right there.
Mhm.
They've been named somewhere else. Anderson County charges a little bit more than Allen County.
Oh, I got a place that's probably halfway dry that can be worked at. Is this all the bills we got for today?
That basket was all that was brought in ahead of time.
Is that it?
Road and bridge ain't, there's that.
Well, I don't know who brought that one up earlier when they,
No, this-
Jessica,
oh, okay, that basket.
Jessica brought that back.
Okay, so yeah,
Well,
then,
this is not road and bridge, it's
okay, then Wayne might be bringing his.
Assuming it is.
They don't have any.
Yeah. Good thinking. Wishful thinking.
That might have been, I think Hannah just walked by with it.
Yeah, we can get off that lucky.
It's good to be true, or?
Mhm.
there on an ammunition plant, the wages that was released, $19 an hour. Nobody knows where that dollar figure came from.
Here's Road and Bridge, and then Hannah said that we need about another hour.
Okay.
He's trying
Is
to
that
wrap
the
some stuff
Panasonic,
Yep.
battery place?
There was no salary negotiations at all.
Why there would have to be.
Well, that was part of the deal that was put out, that there was
When
supposed to be
it put out the
them.
first time, there were salaries tied to, numbers tied to it.
Correct, you're right, Don.
Yeah,
Now, that's disappeared.
now there's nothing tied to it, or
No.
in that area anyway.
That
When his first put out, there was,
$19 an hour.
yeah, there's so many dollars an hour, the average salary is gonna be 55,000.
Yep.
And there's gonna be 4,000 employees,
Yep.
and now there's no job tied to it.
Nope.
If it does happen though, the jobs will happen.
Being a foreign country, ownership,
Ship in.
that's what I'm wondering.
Prisoner transport services, $3,200.
What service?
Prisoner transport service,
And that probably doesn't count that local guy that we,
use. This is Larned, Kansas, prisoners, transport services, Larned, Kansas.
Let's check.
99558. Or if that's not like a quarterly.
Says extradition. Here, this is transport from Phoenix, Arizona to Burlington, so that'd be an airplane flight in that, I imagine.
Holy cow. And there's another one there
Yeah,
too.
there's one from, transport two of them from Phoenix to Burlington. One of them 2,800, the other 400. Can't ever tell, might have been just
I've been
driving.
driving.
I'll bet if
Probably
they
tried.
transport two, I bet they didn't fly him, one
Yeah.
person didn't fly him.
Yeah, I'd say it was driven with Troy Friends wants to find it.
I need to get into that business.
Yeah, you can own better truckloads. than-
Heck, yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Get me a reefer trailer. Can you imagine the insurance they'd have to have?
That's what I was gonna say.
Most of the people transporting in semis don't have insurance.
Don't have insurance, yeah, I know. Yes, nor licensed to do so.
Or air conditioning.
Over air
Over air conditioning.
You're being very, very friendly.
Well,
with it.
that's why I said I'd get me a reefer. Okay.
Just hit that off, some of those you just can't look over where you want, it's not gonna change anything.
We own anybody, these.
Yeah. Suppose they turn us over to collections. Suppose they turn us over to collections.
Yeah, let them do it.
You know, that is another option.
No, that was just supposed to be fine.
No, there is another option. Instead of them paying back their debt to us, they could roll that over and subtract it off of what.
Yeah, it's it could be an option.
You know what I mean?
Something you talk about next time you negotiate. We've got a year's worth taken care of now,
Right.
but next year, that's your own option, if you can.
I mean, it wouldn't really be, I don't know how they, I don't know.
That's not a big deal.
I shouldn't say a word, huh?
Yeah, you'll be all right.
I have a feeling the expenses would go up drastically.
Yeah, you get one bill then.
Yeah, yeah. $1 million, done. Todd must be stocking up on chemical. He can get it too much for $17,000.
I haven't got that invoice.
There's two of them in there. 17,000.
Tell you what, you get in the ceramic and tax regard, it don't take for a minute gallon. You get up there pretty quick. And even with Roundup now.
They the ones that sprayed their beans, weeds out of their beans when it was 110 degrees out there. Sure did smoke the weeds.
Oh, yeah, it did. Didn't take long.
The only thing green in the field is the beans.
7,600 of that toward on 22K. You know, 180 gallon toward on goes a long, long ways.
And when you're doing it by the ounces.
Around 890. Garden 50 gallon. 78,000 per foot.
Yeah. Oh, we're in trouble now.
Oh, boy.
We're outnumbered.
Morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Much bigger
I'm
one.
not sure good morning's right.
They don't have room in the jail for us.
Good.
I'll make room for somebody. I'll
I'm
call
not
and see,
not gonna sleep in a boat.
call and see who's available.
We're just signing signatures, what you boys got?
I have some come up. Since we have things scheduled starting, what, at 10,
11.
11?
And Wayne will be here before that.
Okay. So before he gets here and before you have other things, I think, need to call or request an executive session. Myself, the board, the sheriff, the administrative assistant, to, under the attorney-client exception, and it's to discuss, legal issues related to county insurance.
I'll make the motion.
20 minutes probably.
20 minutes.
My battery just died.
What kind of batteries do you need?
I don't know.
I think it's just a
AAA, 3 of them.
Can't have nothing nice without you tearing it up.
You said triple?
AAA. Lizzie
I'll take
just
those
said.
ones out.
I thought my eyesight was getting worse, it was fading and fading. I couldn't see it.
That's a bad sign.
That's a bad sign, yeah. 20 minutes, huh?
To start out with,
Start out with.
Just wanna go ahead and go 30 and,
I like 30.
it's up to you.
I was just,
Well, you know what it's about, so.
But in all fairness, in the past, I'll say 15, and then we'll have to go back.
yeah,
I believe you've done that before.
that's the philosophy I was using when you said 20.
20 is the new 30.
But he said 20, not me. I didn't give it time.
I agree, but
He's just gonna go get it taken care of and get on down the road.
Thank you, man. Oh, yes, look at that. Wow.
We do
That's
that
how come
here
I
every
was
day
having
when
trouble
we're there.
looking at it Monday.
I guarantee it is.
was so darn light, and I thought, boy, this is not very good.
Okay. Now we're cooking. You know that, Grace? Did you get, all the information down? No?
How many minutes?
30-minute executive session, the board, county counselor,
Yeah, I think 20 is probably.
20?
I
Okay,
don't think it'll go 30, but
20 minutes. County counselor, board, and Sheriff Tom Jones.
and he said it.
And Andrea. Did you second, Tim?
He moved.
Oh, he did.
I moved.
I'll second.
Don second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. We'll go in at 9:38 for 20 minutes. And it's 9:36. Oh.
probably have to give him a few extra minutes for me to limp up.
Here's your
Thank you.
basket.
road and bridge basket won't be good. Is that all the goodies you got for us?
When Wayne gets here, probably need to have one more.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm gonna have.
Yeah, I'll be showing up here pretty quick, next 10 minutes or so.
And I do have hopefully I'll get it put on, I'll pass it on to Andrea, but the RFP language to amend or add the addendum so people know what that is. It'll have the language that will be supplemental to the original RFP, and then it will have an attachment to the Blackstone report, so someone can go in and look and see what that's about. So it'll have that and the new dates, so in case anybody's out there watching.
No, and Brad Jones said that we have received one just the other day, so is that person getting to be contacted?
Yep. I was waiting for the language from on the technical side for the Blackstone asbestos mitigation. So have that now, it just came in yesterday.
Is it very intense or?
No, I mean, it depends on how somebody wants to get that out of there, if they're gonna, for lack of better wording, push it in, then what they're gonna have to wear and how it's gonna have to be picked up, so they meet OSHA regulations.
What if they wanna save the window?
Then they're gonna have to cut it out a certain way. I mean, I think either way, they just have to follow OSHA.
So the windows, the glass themselves has the asbestos in it?
The glaze on the windows,
The glaze on the windows.
less than 1%, but that's enough to qualify for asbestos mitigation.
Dang it.
So the glazing in the windows.
Who would have thought?
Who would've thought?
But can you even do any, I mean, you can't turn around and sell it, could you?
If they get the glazing out, I imagine they could.
How would you get the glazing out?
I don't know.
Is it just an outside film from the lead filling it in, and over time it's glazed the glass over? I'd almost bet it's excess from the lead that holds the glass in place that's filmed it over.
I mean,
I bet if you took some Ajax and a rag and went over there and scrubbed them, it'd be gone.
Yep, that would be too.
better wear a mask.
Power wash it and I bet it'd all be gone.
Just so it's clear, I'm not recommending or advocating for that.
Yeah.
That's,
I bet that film came from the lead that holding it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
That glass wouldn't have been filmed intentionally with that.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
But
how to get
Power
that.
washer would take care of it real quick.
but I think nobody knew when all of this went on years and years and years ago, whether it be tiles or wrappings or different things, that asbestos was an issue. So it may have been done unintentionally,
Well,
because there's already been some asbestos mitigation in that building at some point in time for the boilers, and that's what I was told. So,
Yeah, but the boilers, they usually all were wrapped in asbestos.
right.
For
Fire protection.
But when that happened, nobody knew that asbestos was a problem. So whatever got put into these windows, whether it's the glaze, it may be the glaze itself, that they didn't know, because that was probably common
Now, you
practice.
know, my problem, when I went to church there, I'd always turn around and lick those windows.
And on the school bus, too.
Open the window and then lick my fingers, yeah.
so what we do in today's atmosphere 20 years from now is gonna create issues.
Are these?
That's the bottom of that, that's it.
Okay. We take a quick break.
Sure. You want a break? Take a break.
Sure. Okay.
We're in break. Jessica, is Brenda available? Thank you.
Wow. In reference to. You know what I mean? Didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. Didn't mean to interrupt your conversation.
Oh, you're all right.
You know?
Yeah, Brenda, Jesse Knight, Lebo, I got your message. I will, pick up
Yep.
that paperwork this afternoon. Thank you, bye.
I don't know. Yep. Where do you start, where do you end?
Insurance is a crazy thing.
Where do you start, where do you end?
You just go, sorry, you go right on, Ted,
I'll pass
that's
it.
my pen.
Oh, yes, huh? That one, sorry.
That's all right. You do them and pile them right there and
I'll do that.
and we'll get it figured out.
There were interviews and everything else, I just
That's what we need to.
stay moving. Sure, some people wonder, it's like, I got that awful quick, well, most of them are utilities or payroll or just common everyday household expenditures, so to speak.
$13,000 to BG Consultants here,
We write them a lot of,
in 2 checks.
write them a lot of money. Yeah,
There
here's,
shouldn't be so much going to them now because we're gonna be we're gonna be in agreement with Cook Flat for a lot of engineering consultants and stuff, so.
see that 11,000, that is a payment on that 102.
There's 37 more days of housing for that Ryan County. Are we moving, our reception center from Rapids to Hartford,
Sorry.
Reception center.
gal for Whip Creek.
Oh, I don't have any idea, no.
I thought I heard something about it the other day about now I see that they had a meeting at Hartford and this is it.
I haven't heard that.
To determine the best reception center setup needed in the event of a Wolf Creek emergency. I thought we had a reception set up at Neosho Rapids School.
Yeah, Amber question.
You know, with the,
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to know, can you get hold of Amber, please?
You want her to come up?
Sure. Use this phone if you want. Use this phone if you want.
I'll just go. I have the.
Yeah, I was curious about it. I heard something the other day about, Hartford.
Did that
and
school,
now-
did that school sell? Is that privately owned?
I don't know, that's what I'm wondering.
I
Did
think
it,
that school sold.
did it sell, so are we having to move? But nobody's ever said anything about us doing it.
I think they,
Is Hartford part of the Neosho Rapid school system?
Oh, yeah, they're the
Uh-huh.
same. They're
It
southern.
is, that may be just,
They're
may
southern.
not be any changes at all.
Well, but to determine the best reception center setup needed in the event, we've already got one. We've already spent a lot of money doing one in Neosho Rapids.
but I think if it's sold, then it's probably not. I
So,
don't
yeah,
know.
if they sold, yeah, that'd be a question. Yeah, here we go. Election labor,
Mm-hmm,
we're getting non-county employees helping with that.
I know. It just snowballs, guys.
I think they are covered under volunteer.
We're paying them.
Oh, then.
They're not volunteer, we're paying them.
She is in a teleconference until probably at least 11. It just started at 10.
Okay, well, we won't need her at 11.
That'd be 2 high school kids or Leroy plus 3 grown-ups, be 5 there, just in Leroy.
And what about all the election people that come in and count the ballots and all, could we pay them to do that?
Mm-hmm.
We're not just pay people who,
Now, you know why I've been stressing so much that there's wrong things going on that needs
take
to
those,
be corrected
those are done.
for years and years. We've
I
just
wanna
got-
save that one, because.
We've just gotten lucky.
That's about, no, wrong one. I'll just make it so, no, okay.
Lucky until something happens.
Here, I got a note for the reception center.
DOT physical tomorrow.
For you?
Mhm.
Oh, you're not supposed to know that. I had you scheduled. You're not supposed to.
You got Every time ever since I've been here, I've seen that Thompson Rooter, I always think of that Rooter shoe deal that people used to advertise on TV. No connection, it's not the same thing, it's just, I don't know what the name of the Rooter. Did we have it already? We already had one voucher on this,
I'm sorry,
transporter,
what about it?
Phoenix,
Phoenix, didn't we?
that's what me and Don was looking at, isn't it?
Or was it, we just discussed it,
Somewhere.
you didn't have it, I thought we had another.
4 of them.
Yeah, they were probably down about.
Jesse had signed the check, I think,
Oh,
is what it,
$3,200.
Yeah, like 3,500, something, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that.
32. Okay, so we just discussed it.
Yeah.
Continuing education if you go.
It just seemed awful high, and then Don pulled the paperwork out, and we was looking at it.
You wanna get Wade to do that first, or do you want Wayne to do his?
Yeah, we're gonna be pushed on 11 o'clock, bad. Yeah, we can get that out of the way.
Wade part?
Yeah, yeah,
Wayne on his way.
yeah, he said he's on his way, but, yeah, it's gonna be pushed for 11 o'clock meeting, interview.
What's the movie got with him going?
The,
He's gonna do the presentation.
presentation, and then we've got,
It'll look no different than.
Other than that, what,
yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be a 10-minute executive decision.
so other than that, what do we need?
You and him could hug and say, bye, Wade.
Well, you know, if he's already, we already told him who to get hold of to do everything, so there's people ought to know, so do we really need to know?
Refresher.
This is all.
That's the end of that.
This package.
All right, so I'll get it real quick, right out of that stack.
thank you. Thank you. Morning.
You gotta go to that door, that reminds me, I don't want to open the door.
Get the door fixed. You'll be kicked out one of these days.
You smash your finger?
Yes, between 2 rims, one smarted a little bit. There's some guys in Great Bend, Kansas that learned a few new choice words.
Didn't get it set in reverse square. He didn't get that set in reverse square.
See what you pay for.
Who did that?
Trophies and
Trophy and thing.
things. Here in Leroy, no, they're in Burlington.
Burlington, yeah. I don't know how much more.
Okay.
What Nancy and Rick put there.
Here's another issue for you. Tree cutting at Burke, we hired, Baird Enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
Are they licensed, insured, and all that stuff? I mean, like I said, it's just gonna keep mushrooming.
It will.
What about, okay, I just think all this, Barry Tractor comes down and works on something in our shop.
They are.
They are.
They are,
Mhm.
okay, they,
Mhm.
big, I just, if they're in our shop, I just,
Mhm. I had a service call out to Salina, Kansas, and we got the truck over to MHC's parking lot for other parts. I got out before you, working on the truck, and they made us get off the parking lot. Made us get off the parking lot.
Amber, question.
Yes.
Have we moved the reception center from Yosha Rapids to Hartford?
Not yet,
Or are we
no.
going to?
Yes.
Okay, I'd seen something about it, but
Yeah.
I didn't know
They're
anything
still,
about
we're
it.
in the talks, we're still in
Okay.
the,
So why are we moving?
because Neosho Rapids is not, adequate for what we need.
Okay.
If, you guys probably haven't been into Hartford High School since they redid it. It is an amazing facility. There are at least, how many showers are there? I'm gonna say,
Well, they got 2 gyms.
yeah, 2 gyms. With-
Hartford's got a nice facility.
Yes,
They got
very
two.
nice.
I'm over there
Okay.
2 or 3 times a year for ball games.
Mhm, yeah.
So did we request or did Lyon County say?
Lyon County.
They want to
Yeah.
move? Okay.
Well, what happened is, after having COVID and not doing any Lyon County training for a couple years, we showed up over there this year, and they've built a building that we didn't even know about, and it blocks the entrances that we were gonna use for the facility.
Okay.
So,
No problem, I'm just curious, because I saw that and I thought, we already have.
yeah,
a reception
and that's
center.
what I was on the conference call with,
Okay,
is talking about that.
close enough?
It is moving, like 5 miles closer to the plant, but FEMA has pretty much given their, okay on it, so they're happy with it.
And it really won't change the evacuation routes, will it?
Nope.
We'll change.
Yep. You just won't have to go as far north, and you gotta go a little bit farther if you come around.
So is 22nd all the way to county line evacuation route now?
Yes.
It is, and then just in the Yosha Rapids.
Yep.
So now it's
Yep.
back to
Yep.
Hartford. Okay, all right, that's all I want to know.
Go straight west out of here and then north.
Yep. As long as that bridge is open, we're good.
It's open.
Yeah.
All right, that's all,
Okay.
because I knew we had one there, and I thought, I wonder.
Yeah, and we're just kind of in the talks. We're looking at, so FEMA wants to see the plan change, which is not gonna be any different than it is now. Just a different facility and a different map. And so we're working on that. We've got the graded exercise August 31st. And then we have both hospitals, Coffee County and Newman, to do in September. They're getting evaluated again too, so, after we get all that out of the way, then we're gonna start in on this, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What about Stan Butterfield, when he comes to fix the tires for us? He comes down to the shop where he's working on our equipment.
Should be on his own, should be on his own.
And he
Should be.
might be, but I wonder if there's any way
I
to,
very seriously doubt it.
I wonder if there's any way to cover a blanket.
I'm on my network, and
Tom,
I just.
this is it, right?
Under
Right.
727.
You could make them have,
Just ask for an
insurance, as a certificate cardholder, to
And
see
you
if
know,
they got
all that
insurance
stuff is
coverage.
just going to increase the prices that these people are
But there's only one way to do things, and it's the right way. Good morning.
Good morning, Wayne.
We do have interviews at 11 o'clock, so,
So you are,
I gotta get done in 30 minutes. Gotcha.
and I
Well,
know
really-
Wade's got something.
no, you're really gonna need to get them quicker than that.
Okay, we'll try. We'll try.
Let's see, the motion last week, the biggest one would be to get that one going before I start on everything else. So I don't know if you have it, I don't know if I brought it, if not, we could
What was
give
the
her a
motion?
call.
That resolution?
That would be, yes,
Okay.
would be tabled, that resolution, so, that would be the big one.
And Bob, I think I left yours in the front of your book, all the way.
Well,
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that'll be the new one, right?
Yep, this is Road and Bridge.
Alright.
Yeah, I do not have it.
You don't have it.
It was,
I don't think you left, this is what we're talking about.
Oh, I did pull it out, okay.
The or the motion that we had, okay. I'll have the office,
I've got the resolution 655H.
yes, yeah. I'll call the office and have her, give me the motion,
You can keep it. You can have it.
so,
You can just go ahead and get your.
thank you.
so I'll have her read the motion, and then that way we can get her going.
And this is who?
Hey Hannah, can you read me that motion on the weight limits? I failed to bring it with me. Yeah, that's but I just need the motion.
Well,
That's
Angie
it
should
though.
have that motion.
I would think so.
Angie, the motion that we
That we
tabled
did?
last, we tabled,
Yeah,
Well, just a minute, Angie's gonna look it up.
yeah.
hold on a second. It would just be moved to, approve resolution number.
655H,
Yeah, and then that top,
a resolution establishing the weight limitations for certain bridges in Coffee County,
Yeah.
Kansas.
that's all it is.
You got, that's, okay, sorry, I just hung up on her, I think. All right, thank you very much, I'm done. Yeah,
Hang up now.
hanging up now. All right,
You know that bridge down there, Turkey Creek's on the rate of 19?
yeah.
Is that bridge actually that weak, Wayne?
Well, I mean,
There's a
the,
lot of semis across that.
and we're gonna have some discussion, on the 5-year plan, we're gonna go over some of those that basically shows that they are very weak, but they have a high sufficiency number, okay? So, the thing is it's a little complicated to explain, but as they go through the computer program, what they're doing is they're sizing the structure for the loads that the structure was not initially designed for. Got to keep in mind that these structures that were built 50 years ago were not designed for single trucks that have 5 axles. Okay, so with that, now they're applying that 5-axle load to that bridge, and so now the posting onto it is considerably less because it wasn't designed for it. And so that's where you're finding, or
That's just like that bridge on Shetland, back up, Shetland and 10th, it's only 19,000.
yeah.
And 2/3 of trucks go across it are 80.
Those are the,
Or 40 ton.
you're gonna find here in my report, and we'll go to that page, and it's gonna list those bridges for the plan replacement, and the funds and the amount that it's gonna cost us. I'll go on that just a little bit more.
Do we
But-
want to hit?
Yes, that one is, since Angie has the motion already, that one, let's get through that one, and then I'll do whatever I can in the time that's allowed. So,
Motion to approve resolution number 655H, a resolution establishing the weight limitation for certain bridges in Coffee County, Kansas. To approve.
And who inspected these estates? Or be,
no, it wasn't BG. Ultimately, the state has a contract with several consultants for the host state.
so this is with the state?
It's the KDOT.
This is KDOT's recommendation.
Yeah.
It's not ours, it's theirs.
No, that's absolutely theirs, yeah. Gotta keep in mind that, we are responsible for them, but the state, actually the federal government owns them because they own the water. Yeah, it's a little complicated. You think, why ain't they paying for it? Well, they provide some funds, but they leave it to the locals to keep them open or replace them.
Sorry, I misspoke, I just signed a voucher here for B&G on inspections, so.
Oh, yeah, now,
For $11,000.
Yeah, they have, BG has done or is doing, we haven't got the files back, but they're doing the biannual bridge inspections, what you saw on that one. So, yeah. And they're also doing, 127, 128,
Yeah, that's what this was for, actually.
yeah. So,
Need a motion
Got
to
a
approve
motion.
resolution number 655H.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Don's moved, or
Tom's
Don seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
okay, thank you. We got that one done.
We all need to go through and sign this now,
Yes.
or is there?
Or however you can do it, I mean, we'll get it, as long as we get it back before Monday, that's all, if it's all signed up then on that one.
The reason I ask about KDOT is because I want the people to be aware that KDOT is the one that's saying it's not us.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
complaining to us, I want them to know KDOT.
Absolutely, yeah, no, I'm not trying to restrict our traffic in our county. KDOT is posting these loads,
It's like that major bridge there at the edge of Leroy, across the nose of 23 ton.
yeah.
You know, that thing's got enough crown to it. That thing should stand up for lots and lots of years with the crown it's got on it.
We're gonna
I'm
have,
not an engineer, so
that's part of our replacement program that we talked about.
I realize that's part of it.
And that's, so that one's out there, in 2026 is where I would say we need to be looking at, rebuilding that one. But since we're talking about it, that is the only structure that we have in the county that is fracture critical. Okay, fracture critical means that if you, lose one member, the structure fails. So you have two girders going across there, if you lose one, the structure fails.
There are just two girders on
Yes, sir. That one is unique.
them. I've never been under it before. So.
It actually requires a special inspection that is mandated, once again, by the state to do a fracture critical inspection, which we have to pay extra in addition to this biannual bridge inspection.
Well, we just spent $300,000 on redoing that deck
Yes,
here a year ago.
yes. And that one would be one that, as we look in 2026, and when you get there, is to say, okay, you're gonna have the plans ready, and then you'd have to see where your funding's at, because I still estimate $2 million on that one. So, a few things is, one is, I'm gonna jump these plans real quick, and then we're gonna jump on that as we have time. Kenny has done a fantastic job. Staff, as far as the surveying side of things, these are state plans, so if you ever been, well, you probably haven't been involved, but there is a lot of back and forth as far as plans to be approved. And it's a lot more than what we have to do to replace our structures. So all the structures I had to replace, I'd only have to do half of what I have to do here for the state. But keep in mind, this is basically now let at the state level for contractors anywhere, not just contractors in our region, but anywhere to bid on these type of projects. So they are, you know, they're looked over with a fine-tooth comb as far as contracts, specs, and everything else. So our guys, our staff, Kenny has done a 6A. He's also, and this is the plans for Old Highway 50. You can see how thick those things are. And this is the high-risk rural road. And so we potentially, on this one, you're gonna see in this 5-year plan, that we have up to $3.5 million allotted for it. But also, too, one of the things that jumped out at us during this plan preparation is they're gonna have a guardrail that we weren't initially looking at, but with what I estimated up to that point, we'll be fine. We'll still be within that $3.5 million. But both of these projects, construction-wise, yeah, you won't see them until next year. What it's going to be is anything that's bid at this point, really, you're going to have higher numbers because most of the contractors are already filled for the year with projects, and so what you really want to get them is at the beginning of the following year, and that's how these are being let or gonna follow up and go for bid. And so,
So they're not gonna be this fall bidding, it'll be next spring?
yeah. And that's gonna be the better, you're gonna get better bids onto it from the contractor point of view. I hope I'm not speaking out. I think Tom would agree that basically starting out your year, you start loading up your year at the beginning of the year of all the projects that you're gonna have. And then, if you're bidding on anything at the end of the year, you might bid a little bit higher if you were loaded.
If they want to squeeze in before the end of the year, yeah.
Yeah.
But, as of right now, KDOT and even a lot of the other cities are going with late start being next year,
Yeah.
not this year. You
So
can
they
bid,
could push that
and I
another
think
year.
I saw on the state's website that 50 widening was like in September.
It moved.
It did it
It
again.
moved, yeah. It
There's
moved.
several of them on my radar that keep,
They keep moving.
yeah,
They do keep moving. Yeah, it's a moving target.
yeah.
But, it's, one, it was a great opportunity, but two, it showed the professionalism of our staff and Kenny's capabilities, that also too, by working with Cook, Flat, and Strobel, because that's what we've been doing on these, that we will be able to continue that. And that's gonna be unique for our county. There's not too many counties that have, the staff and the talent to be able to do that work and work underneath that license. And as long as Cook Flat is willing to do that, we would be working underneath that license. And our folks can still do the work. And so, we'll touch on a few of those things as we get there. But one is, kudos to Kenny for all of his work onto it, and, for staff, for our survey techs, doing that as well. So, we talked about this one, and I don't want to spend a lot of time onto it, but I want to kind of set it up. A couple months back, I'm going to just go ahead and hand you and let you have those. We had there was a PowerPoint available, but I said, well, it's a little hard to kind of set up a PowerPoint in here, so Sydney then put the PowerPoint that she had on this. So a couple months back, you recall I was talking about low maintenance roads, and then I gave you a map, and then you said you're going to take a look at them, okay? What I'm talking about today is not saying we're going to do anything today, but I'm setting up something that the staff will continue to work on to get you the resolution. And so the first one is, what is the minimum maintenance road? It goes through and it talks about the statutes. And if you recall, the biggest thing here is by identifying roads that is not to the same standard as you have on the gravel roads that we are utilizing daily. If we don't maintain them to that standard, then we have to identify them to be low maintenance road. It would limit your tort liability, and that's what it says in here. It will minimize your tort liability on those type of roads. It also too, if as you look at these sections, it will also reduce your maintenance costs, because now you don't try to keep that one up the same way that a road's used every day. These type of roads are seldom used. They're mostly used by the ag producers to try to get to their fields. Also too, and to reinforce that it's not a daily use road, that statute, that 685102 is in there. But one of the things it says that the road cannot be a mail route, a bus route, and provide sole access to a home or business. No building permits should be issued for properties, so on. But so once again, nobody's really using it other than the farmer. And so the signs that you see a few of them already out there. This is the proper signage. And where you see those is resolutions that were already done by previous commission. And that is identified. One example is the one that's closed in the book that was done in 1998. And then the map that shows, or the resolutions that follow, shows the ones that were previously done. And then the locations, she has the map of the locations, that's all in green, that currently by resolution has been identified as low-maintenance roads. And so, once again, those limit your liability by identifying those. But then, we go through and we say, okay, what do we have in the county? Well, believe it or not, there's 86 locations, segments of roads, that have been identified that are considered to be low maintenance, meaning that our blade operators only go out there and blade them maybe once or twice a year. There is none of the mail routes, school bus routes, and different things like that, or landowners that live on that road. And so none of those exist. So if you want to limit your liability in the county, then you must, by resolution, have a public hearing that would come in and you would schedule a public hearing. Thank you. And you would schedule a public hearing, and then with the public hearing, you identify to say if we're going to move forward with them or not, and that would be the resolution that you'd have. If you don't do anything with them, where you would be is if you would be basically held to the same standard that you maintain the rest of your roads. And so then you say, okay, that's going to cost you more money. It'll put you in a liability state if you don't fix it. If you just leave it alone, say, well, we're not going to mess with it, we'll just leave it alone, then you leave yourself out for that liability accident that could occur onto it. So it's prudent to address it and try to basically go through there. Now, how you'd want to do it, it would be up to you. If you want to address all of them at once with a public hearing, or if you wanted to do, some of the ideas you could do, say, quarters. You could quarter up the county and say, we're going to look at these, have everybody look at these, because this map and that resolution would actually be published in the paper and would give folks, it'd be at least 20 days out there, it would give folks an opportunity to make comment and come back in and talk about it. They might say, hey, I'm really using that road quite a bit. I don't want that to be a minimum maintenance road. I want that to be a fully maintained road.
Can we go by commission districts?
You could go by commission districts.
And it looks like to me that I have the most in my district.
We touched base on this last year, and have suggested that if it's in your district, maybe take a look and see what you thought. But
Yeah. So.
Only thing going back to commission districts, I've got people in the north end of the county, I've got people in the south end of the county. And if you're talking about roads up here, these people probably don't care.
Yeah, a person could just split it 4 ways. Yep.
Southwest County's only got 5.
Person just split it right down the middle.
75
And do all
both
4.
ways. 75 and 12.
Sometimes 16th or,
Okay. What we'll do is we'll write the resolution so you can go into the public hearing, or schedule a public hearing, but the resolution that would identify the legal descriptions and all of that is staff will work on that, and we'll do it in quarters. On 12th and 58 would be the split. And
58?
Oh, 75.
75.
Parallel. I'm paralleling it. I might get there eventually, go around the earth 50 times or something.
I think that'd be the easiest way to do it.
Okay. It's going to be a worthy project. I know it's an undertaking, but these roads have not been addressed. They do not maintain the same standard, and so you're leaving yourself out, and you're also going to increase your cost if somebody holds you to it. Ultimately, that's where you're at. All right. Now, this is the crown jewel of all the work that staff's been working on. Oh, I'm getting close. This is the crown jewel of all the staff that's been working on this, and James Eisman has done a lot of work on this. Kenny, obviously, Sydney, but James and I have been working back and forth on this, and so as priorities kind of change a little bit, you drop it, you come back to it, you drop it, you come back to it. But this was one of the things I was wanting to try to finish before I left. I know that you will not have time to digest all of this, but it gives you a good roadmap that you can possibly, continue to work with and have a lot of guidance, in the next 5 years. How you wanna proceed with it, you know, you're gonna have annual review, every year, you're gonna be able to go back and review it and say, do we wanna do that or not? So it does have that flexibility. Of course, the mission statement has always been, part of the department. But as I go through just a couple of these things, just highlighting, farm access roads is what you do, what you see is you see the map, and then you see basically what the project number is. So you see the number for the farm access roads, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. You also, and you see the colors, which is the color codes for the year, 2023 and so on. You see also the next sheet behind it is the farm access roads, and this would give you the cost of those roads and their prospective year. So it gives you the locations, it also gives you the year, and it also gives you the projected cost. And then when you move to the next one, is you're gonna have the 5-year plan for the corrugated metal pipe, crossroad pipe replacements. Once again, color codes for the year, it gives you the project number, and then the next sheet basically breaks it up in the year, the locations, and the cost. The next one is the hot mix asphalt. This is the plan for the 5-year program. What we have historically, we have, I'd probably say close to the beginning of doing hot mix asphalt. We have maps that date way back. It doesn't really help you much, but it does help you when you're trying to figure out the last 10 years of where you put hot mix or not placed hot mix. And so by using those maps and looking at a cycle program, is 5 to 8 years for hot mix asphalt, we created this map that extends you out to 2026. And also with that is you also see the hot mix cost associated with it. So this is going to help you in the budgeting, looking at the next years as well. Now, one thing to note on this one, I'm going to slow down just a little bit, is the item number 1, project number 1. You will find that I have not spent in my Public Works hot mix asphalt fund that amount. I still have close to I have $975,240 still into that current fund. Well, to make it work is I'm taking that money, with your approval, is we would take that money and we transfer it into the high-risk rural road. That would be the one that would be going on next year. That would be those big sets of plans that Kenny has. Because what we're doing on that one is we are placing, one is 6-inch cement treated base, 4 inches of hot mix asphalt over the top of it, a fabric liner that's 4 foot wide over the joint, 2 foot on both sides, and then we're putting 2 inches of hot mix asphalt across the whole thing. And so we're using that money that we had this year into that program that's going for next year, okay? That will be truck-worthy grading. That will make trucks. The locations of all the hot mix asphalt and planned and cost. Now keep in mind, we don't know what cost is doing other than basically we're just adding an inflation factor. So 2%, and then the next year is 4%, the next year is 6% based on 22 project numbers. Okay? So those costs are definitely an estimate. Oil prices, fuel prices, all those things change or not change. 5-year plan for chip seal and fog seal. Once again, is you have the color code for the years. You also have the project number that's on here.
So all your team that you have now is pretty much in tune to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. They'll be able to carry it forward. And I'm gonna have I have a meeting scheduled with Saban, Cook Flat, tomorrow.
Good.
And so we'll go, he'll get a book as well.
Okay.
And so he'll have all of that to go. So, I'm pushing on time, so if you don't mind, all of these things are covered in here 5-year, outlook for the gravel road enhancements.
It's my homework.
5-year gravel road enhancements for all of the years, you have all of this. But the ones I really want you to really, or some of it I want you to focus on, and this would be, the structures. We have all the gravel road enhancements, we have all the costs associated with it. Okay, there's two things here. One is I'd like to, on sheet number 24, at the very bottom, right, is these are precast concrete structures. Now, everything else that we're doing for culverts and such, potentially will go out for design and outside contractor to build. These precasts, I'm looking for our folks to do the precast. Set in place. I mean, that's what they're doing. They would set them in place. So what I'd like to do on those is actually take those precasts and it won't be today, but I'd like to get my staff to get a motion for you to go ahead and request proposals for the first line of 2022 precast, and then we can get some bids onto them. There'll be individual bids. You're not obligated until you get the bid in, and then if you want to accept it or not. So it doesn't hurt anything, and then it also gives us an idea when the build date could be, and then our folks can put it in, okay? It's still maintenance, but it's something that our folks would be able to do. The next one is these bridge selections, and I know I'm running out of time, but when you look at the map, there was a map that went with your your resolution, and that was the resolution you guys had here, right? Mm-hmm. So the intent on this is every one of these that are on this map, in that resolution we started with, have a load post rating, okay? And some of those that you saw to be like 10 ton and such as that for a single truck, and you're asking why is that happening and so on, is you're going to see these structures to identify those are the ones that we're going for first. Now, we're also going for, why are we doing that, is everything that's this solid orange line is the emergency evacuation route. So we're focusing on those to basically make sure we get those structures up to where they can make legal limit loads. And a person says, well, why? It's just an emergency evacuation route. Well, if you needed basically to have semis come in with loads of product, material, and different things like that, you want them to be able to go and use those roads. So that's some of the case. And also the selection of these also take into account that if I have a detour any place, that basically I'm taking into account that I'm not taking one bridge out and I'm going to cause a problem with a detour on another. And so I'm looking at all of those type of things as we go in here. The last one that you see on page number 25 is that $2 million bridge. That's this one here. Now,
It's a 165 bridge.
yes, sir. Now, the person says, well, we just done the surfacing. Yes, you have. But that doesn't mean it's going to last forever. And that particular bridge, you're going to need really some planning on that. Because one is you need to build a bridge that's off alignment so you don't close it. Because the detour onto is what, 13 miles?
No, that depends on where you're at, anywhere from 7 to 9 miles.
7 to 9 miles.
And the detour is not real safe when you get over there on that 12 road or whatever that one road is, where they're working on now.
Where they're working on.
Yeah.
So that one becomes an important one. I mean, that's where you're at. And so that's what we have. Also, too, you're going to find in this summary sheet, and I apologize, we were still working on that this morning, just trying to get everything finished up, and it's been a challenge. Let's see. You're going to find all the cost. This is the funds, what funds we're coming out of. This is something that the treasurer would definitely be able to utilize, because they're going to be able to see the years and what funds we're going to be taking out of the special bridge, special highway, so on. And then what funds that we're getting back from the state or should be getting back from the state. These are rough numbers, estimates, but they're close to what we have or what we know. So you're gonna have those things available to you as well. One of the things that I'm gonna have the folks look at is 70 and 71, is these two bridges over here on 16th. So you're gonna get a motion here in the next couple of weeks. Is on 70 and 71, is they went and done a coring of those bridges. That's the ones over there by, I think it's, Heisman's property, Hess's property, and those over there. And, but you see on one of them, I think it might be 70, that whole outside edge on the south side, the rebar is showing.
It's got a 43 ton rating right now.
Yeah, but what we're looking at that is we're only looking at basically, improving the deck onto it. And if we can improve that deck, we might be able to get that rating up there where we get back to legal limits.
Cause it is 43 ton now.
Yeah. So the 70 and 71 is a project that, I visited with, BG had done the work onto it. I'm gonna ask BG to give me a proposal what it would cost for the design on those structures to do that. So, I'm out of time.
Are you gonna be available this afternoon?
Yes, I'll be available this afternoon.
I think we'll probably push up,
Okay.
um,
What time you guys think you'll be done with
when's the last
interviews?
interview?
It starts at 2, by 3.
3-ish?
Yeah, I'm a 3. Should be.
Should be, yeah.
I'll be around.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it then.
Okay.
Anything we need to add or change on it,
Okay.
let me know later.
All right, will do.
We'll call you back.
All right, thank you. Sorry I had so much.
You should've been here Monday. Then you could've continued to today.
Well, I didn't have this one done. Still working on it.
All right, we'll see you about 3.
All right,
Somewhere
thank
in
you.
there.
Bobby.
We got just a short bit of time. Just a short time. We got an
Like
interview.
2 minutes.
We got an interview at 11 o'clock.
This is a summary of where we're at in the project of Marie Bell Cafe and Bakery. Original loan amount was for $117,000. I gave you a breakdown of our original budget, and this is a summary budget. We can get more specific if you needed to, but $117,000. Sometime around March, I was notified that by the owner, that's Kristen, there was trouble with the contractor who had originally bid to do the work. Came back to the commissioners, explained the problem. We agreed to take care of the bid process on the construction. We went that route. A little bit was $72,000. I've been running.
We're gonna need more time
Yeah.
to discuss this. I'm not gonna jump into it right now.
Yeah.
I would like to speak if I could.
We've got an interview.
We've got an interview at
Sitting there
11.
We've got it
waiting till
scheduled.
11.
Can
We've
I
got
have
it
30
scheduled on
seconds,
our
because I have to
agenda.
fly out of town. If I could just have 30 seconds.
That's your-
30 seconds.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Wanted to let you know, I'm personally supporting Doug and Kristen on this. Their costs have gone up. When they tried to get HVAC, they couldn't get the right one they needed. They had to go to larger. Everything has increased. I know they're asking for 15 for operating. I'm matching that, and I am being their mentor to help them be successful. So I want you to know, Kim Carty personally is throwing in an additional 15 if you put that in, and if you don't, I'm still putting in 15. But I am being a mentor to help them get through. We understand cash flow. These are challenging times with interest up, everything else that has gone up extremely high. Thank you for your time. If you have any additional questions, feel free to call me, but I do have a plane to catch in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim.
I move we go in executive session. applicant number what? Three.
Number 3 this time?
Thank you, John. Thank you.
I'll second.
45 minutes.
We're running 45 minutes, right?
And Wade available.
He
Thanks.
just headed that way because he was getting copies of the questions.
Tom moved to an executive session for 45 minutes.
I seconded.
Seconded by Tim. We'll enter at, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll enter at 11:04.
That's with Wade.
Oh, yeah, Wade.
Wade,
Commission.
And Wade, applicant number 3.
What numbers are 1 o'clock candidate?
4.
So number 1's it,
That 2, yep.
is the last. Angie, on Tuesday night, how quick do you normally have the results? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
I'm gonna say probably 9.
Uh,
I'm estimating.
I fully
Because
understand.
it depends on how quickly they get all the stuff back in and,
Do you go pick up the voting, or they,
no, I have to pick it all up on
you
Wednesday.
pick it all up?
They bring all the,
Yeah, but as far as the information.
oh no, that comes that night. We
Do
get all,
they bring it, you
Yes.
go get it?
no, they bring it
They
to
bring
me and then I
Because I figured I would
tabulate it.
lunch break, so.
And then, there's sticks in the machines that are kinda like the USB, but they're called sticks, and they gather them off in the machine and bring them in. I read them all in, get the results. And then they also bring the paper copy that they print off, so I can match that up to make sure everything matches. And so,
Well, we're done with the interview. We've got a few minutes left before noon.
What was this? Was this just a copy of the budget you handed us, or we need to do something with this?
oh no, that budget is the most current we have today. We had a few changes with Wade's, numbers, and so he, the auditor sent us back, so you guys have, that is that is it.
Final.
Yeah.
Final
And nothing
figures.
changed as far as levy or anything like that, so, just a correction to his numbers, so.
We wanna do kinda like we did Monday, because we still got these
Yeah.
to do.
Do you wanna do the ordering?
You want Subway then, or pizza, or?
What Phil passed out the other day
Pizza probably takes
is no good,
longer
Angie.
to get.
Correct, correct. The one I gave you today is the correct one.
Buy lunch today.
I always like to do these.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone want anything specific from Subway?
You staying with us today?
I can or I can not.
I mean,
Well,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to have one that's good enough, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, make sure that.
Well, I'll go ahead and run out and grab some. I will, I mean,
I won't be a part of it either.
it's okay.
But there's only 13 sandwiches.
You gonna take some home for lunch, supper?
Oh,
I'll take a roast beef,
You want 12, huh?
1 6-inch.
Anything specific?
No, as long as it ain't roast beef, I don't.
Except for roast beef?
I
Okay.
understand it ain't roast beef. I'll just,
Truck like a true cattle farmer here.
I like my beef.
Don,
Beef.
but you want roast beef?
Beef
I'll
is
just
what's
eat
for
half
dinner.
something you get.
Well, they're just 6-inch, I think they're just 6-inch, so.
Yeah. You're getting 12 inches cutting, right?
Well, yeah, that's what it was supposed to be, was,
What do you
last
want,
time was
Jess?
supposed to be.
I went with Italian.
And you want just 6 cents then too, or you
Yeah.
want more?
Sure, I'll try the other half of that, too.
Okay.
Just get a 12 inch and we can cut it, I'll try that. I used to do that with Tim Simpson, and he started getting weird stuff.
Weird stuff. Yeah, them guys named Tim.
I did it with Kenneth too, and he got weird stuff. But I ate it.
You didn't have rice, right?
I told Wayne that we would probably have him back somewhere around 3 o'clock-ish, somewhere there, if you're still available for our discussion.
I've blocked off the day.
Okay. And we're probably gonna need to, you get a chance, you might, but, well, you're gonna be in the meetings right along with us, about Bobby and Maribel
Yeah.
and Tim Cardy.
Yeah, because,
Tim presented, there was a check for $15,800 yesterday, something in that number. When we was done, we had already spent all the money, they had already spent all the money, so this was part of their operating cost. It was 15 and some change. So we pulled everything back and said, we're not going to, and then Tim Cardy come in personally, and is going to back the amount of money regardless if we pay the 15,800 or not. So if we pay 15, he pays 15, that's 30,000 for operating money that they would have. So I don't know how to work all that.
I didn't understand the proposal, I didn't understand.
yeah,
My understanding was he was taking over the amount of money that we held back yesterday.
Okay.
But it was very short, 30-second, he had to get on an
Fine.
airplane, so maybe Bobby could explain it better, maybe we can do this afterwards, or we can hold it till Monday.
actually,
Probably need to hold it until Monday if we can.
Get better clarification.
It needs to be, with that kind of money, probably needs to be an agenda item so that somebody can, it doesn't look like it was
Right.
stuck in.
Right, well, and that's what I wanted to have a little bit more explaining, other than the 30 seconds that we had, so.
I'd suggest it be an agenda topic, then it can be fleshed out. I don't think there's really much on the agenda for Monday.
There's not.
as
If I
as
recall.
of yet,
I didn't understand it either, so.
Today's only Wednesday.
But I mean, even for Wednesday, there's still not much on the agenda. In fact, someone told me the only thing on the agenda as of yesterday is the flag salute.
Yeah.
Bobby just handed us, I wonder if I didn't send it through.
So,
But there'll be something coming
I
up.
guarantee you there'll be something.
yeah. So that's my recommendation, because I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder if I
I'll
did
try to-
it.
We'll see you at 1 o'clock.
Sorry.
Sharp.
Jesse,
Yes, ma'am.
Start 5 minutes ahead of time.
I got a call from Anderson County Economic Development yesterday, and they're trying to get counties together where the transmission lines are gonna run through, to have a meeting in Iola on August the 8th at 5:30 PM. And, they're wanting a commissioner to attend and maybe the county counselor. They're gonna send more detailed information, but, I didn't know if that's something you could attend or,
August the 8th is a
Uh-huh.
Monday,
uh-huh,
at what time?
5:30 PM
5 PM.
in Iola. They're thinking either at the courthouse or at a restaurant where they can have a meeting room.
Never mind, look over, I'm trying to digest it.
It's going through you all's areas. I don't feel that me in the northwest part would be,
Could 2 of us attend?
Yeah.
It's on Monday.
Don, would you wanna go with me?
Yeah, I'm
We're not
open,
taking any
only thing I
action.
got's the county meeting.
Alright,
said it's
I can do that, no
Scheduled for
problem.
5:30.
And
I
I
go
will,
in
and
Midwest
I will
Cabinet
have
But you'll have
closed,
one.
but-
more details as soon as they get the location established, but they are just trying to get that on everybody's calendar, so,
I think,
I just don't feel right doing it
Yeah.
myself.
that's fine.
I think if it's no problem, if Don can go with me,
I mean, I really think it ensures the existence of Wolf Creek. I really, truly do. I understand the landowner's part of it as well. Don't want it going through their land, but it's the same as the windmills, it's the same as the nuclear plant to begin with. I really think it's a big stake in the ground that Wolf Creek is going to continue to operate if they're gonna invest this kind of money on that. I think personally.
Yep.
But it's not going through my backyard either.
I think the contractors put screws through.
Don,
That's a huge, it's a huge impact on the county.
yeah.
It is going through Tim's and my areas.
Mhm. Cause you guys are gonna be the ones getting the phone calls over it.
Yeah.
Did you get that
Those
payroll
two don't
stuff
seem
signed?
unreasonable.
No, I have not
Okay, well, I don't mean to rush you, you don't have to do it right now.
I need
I
right.
think they're just really within enough exploration.
So that'd be Anderson.
In fact, it don't even hit my area.
It probably won't, but you're gonna get phone calls from people.
If they came in once and asked for more money, we
If
could.
it is,
It could.
Which
it don't
county?
affect one or two
That's what I'm
miles.
trying to digest and remember. I can't-
Don, can you remember what old county did the Anderson, Bourbon,
I can't, I'd have to,
Crawford,
I'd have to look at it.
Allen?
Mhm.
Crawford?
Cherokee,
No, it would be, what sports got?
Bourbon
Bourbon,
It's Bourbon,
That should get it out of the county, out of
out of
Kansas.
state.
and Crawford.
probably 6 counties, there wouldn't, maybe 7.
That was the original one. I already paid that. He's saying I already paid this county portion.
Did it go
Mhm. What portion of this have we already paid?
Yeah, it'll
Is
catch
what I-
southeast corner, or southwest corner of
And
Anderson.
that's
Alright.
the order.
Yeah, it'd have to catch Anderson.
That's coming reimbursed.
I'll add that to my to-do
No,
list.
we're gonna have to have a lot more information.
Yeah. I got kinda asked for that yesterday, and I think he threw it together, those two quickly. So we can,
Still a bunch of them in there.
Just payroll note in there. We'll check here.
Pull this.
Is there an extra one you run over on the NG desk or something? I lost mine somewhere during this process of just,
What'd you lose?
I lost my paper that Bobby handed out. I'm guessing I probably got a copy with a voucher.
I've got it.
Went-
Mine you can use.
No, it went on through, I'll just get a copy made, but
excuse me,
I'm
sorry.
guessing I just sent it on through with the vouchers or something.
At the Maribel Cafe?
Yeah,
There's only two pieces of paper.
I know.
But he
I
lost
think it
his
was probably
copy.
laying here and
I think it
I,
got stuck with something.
with a voucher, caught underneath paperclip on a voucher.
But it may still be there, but what the.
I looked through them, I didn't see anything, but I'll get a copy of it. Well, they can get a copy.
Okay,
And you can make me a copy of that, please.
the whole thing, or just what?
Just these two. I lost mine.
Okay, so, just a whole copy of that, okay.
Yeah,
What? every other check has a blank check.
What? Oh my gosh, what the heck happened there?
Thank you.
I don't know.
Let me see that. I wonder if it's.
It's just in this batch. It wasn't in this batch.
Well, we'll just pick them out, because there's no need for them.
Well, that's why I didn't know if it counted them.
No,
Okay.
it must have
Something stuck.
Well, we're having trouble with printers, and I think the humidity and everything.
Oh, well, of course.
Because I'm printing ballots too, and it's acting up, so I think our paper is having an issue. Yeah, see, we ordered them blank,
Right,
so that it'll put the check number and everything on them.
right.
So these will just be run.
Okay,
later.
run through it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny that it did that.
Yeah, I was like, well, did they do that on purpose?
No. But that's weird how it
See if
did
you
that.
would catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Just testing you.
Just testing. That's okay.
That is just crazy.
You only have to sign half of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you saw that though, by Steve. I'm like, how did Terry not do that? It's just printed and,
Printed and
Pull them
stacked
off
and
and-
clipped.
yeah,
You thought there'd like been, oh my God, there's twice as many.
yeah.
That's what there should be.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Like Jeff's not gonna get very far.
Not very far at all. Can't go too far on no money.
Nope. No signatures. Okay. And this one, smaller.
Yes, I'll grab it.
Let's make sure I didn't get one that should be.
We haven't had, oh, there it is, the payroll blue book.
Oh, the blue book? Yep. I'll
Okay,
get it.
it's there. Okay, I just didn't realize we hadn't had that yet.
That's on the page side, isn't it?
That's the only one. How come Heidi is under the courthouse for salary?
Well, because that's where we moved her to, out from under Wayne's department until we decide where we're gonna put her.
She needs to go under Bobby's now, because we moved her to Bobby's.
Okay, we will move her to
Right.
that.
Did Bobby have her in his salary?
In his budget.
In his
Yeah.
budget?
In the budget,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
It was in the budget.
Okay,
You can see last year he didn't budget for
Right.
her for
He didn't
this
budget.
year.
right, okay.
I don't know,
So do we need to keep
maybe I
doing
need
it
to keep her there till next year.
Till next year?
Yeah,
Because he wouldn't
because
have,
otherwise-
not
He
have
wouldn't have
budgeted
had
it
budget.
for
Yeah,
her.
Yeah.
he'll go in and,
But then next year she needs to be moved under him.
Yep.
2023, yeah.
January. Okay.
That check yesterday, was it 18.7 or was it 15.8?
18.
18. That's what I was
I could've
thinking.
swore I seen a set 15.8 or 15 something.
He kept saying that.
He kept saying 15, but it was, the check was 18.
Yeah.
18, 8 or 9, if I remember right.
Wasn't the vent one, how much was that for?
The what?
The fire
Fire
protection
suppressor.
separate?
Over 4,000, it's under 5.
I think that's what they had budgeted for, but I think it was more than that.
Okay.
I don't remember.
It seems awful
specifically.
cheap, $4,000 for fire suppressant. Seems awful cheap.
I know that there's gonna be different opinions, but my opinion is, guys, we just can't continue to do that. Those people, they came in once and we gave them money again, and it's just, and I am very glad to see that MP Shield stepped up, was willing to step up and do it, so.
Well, if I get further explanation, kind of like when I bid a project, I mean, I get into it and I missed something. Or, there are change orders that come across with projects. I mean, I had 3 on a project I'm working now, and the city had to cough out more money. We did agree to take on financing them, so change orders and unexpected expenses, we're gonna have to, as long as we're educated on what exactly is going on, I don't have a problem, but I don't like,
This is the second.
here we
one.
go. Yeah, I know, I agree to that. That's why I say the project I'm on now, there are 2 or 3 change orders. Actually, the next one's got 2 more.
I know as much as stainless steel and restaurant equipment in general.
Yeah, and that's why I say it'd be nice to have a real good explanation as to why everything.
There's a lot of reasons that bids are good for 2 weeks anymore.
Yeah. Some of mine are about a week.
And it has nothing to do with Biden's inflation.
Well, my understanding that there's $7,600 left. Change order 1, 2.
Well, that's those 2.
91.
Those 2 items here. Sanitary sewer.
Okay.
I don't understand the proposed reimbursement at 18.7.
You just gotta refine inflation.
Cause these 3, original loan, construction, contract base, change order is 167. Proposed reimbursement is 18.7. I guess that's what they're
Does
supposed to.
that number and that number add up that number?
It does, yeah.
In my opinion, we agreed to a certain amount, we did it. It's not our job to go out and make sure that they do everything according to book, that they cover this, they cover that. They came in, this is what was requested, and this is what we gave. Get now. So are we just gonna have everybody keep coming back in, every project they do, and say, oh, well, it costs a little bit more, now I want more money from you?
But,
Taxpayers are gonna get tired of that.
right, no, I agree 150%. But, if something that was gonna cost $100,000 now gonna cost $125,000, we're in at $100,000 deep, and they need another $25,000, what are you gonna do? What can you do? You're already out the 100.
So you're gonna be out 125, and then they come back in, want another 25?
I mean, you're over the barrel,
That's
unfortunately.
what happens.
Well, and there's certain people out there that says, no, we don't need to be doing this stuff, and that's the reasoning behind that.
But we had someone come in today and said, hey, I will cover it. I think it needs to be I think we need to set the example is, we are not gonna continue to do this. Yes, we're glad someone came in and covered it, but we appreciate that, but because we weren't going to cover it. That's my thinking.
We've already adjusted it once,
Yeah.
which was probably for true justification, but I don't think this, what's the bank in on that for? What they provide up front?
The bank portion was,
Was it 100?
no. It was split.
Bobby would know.
I don't think you really talked about that right here.
Oh my gosh, my phone.
Yeah, you know.
Mhm. Propaganda.
Do we have anything else right now?
I don't think we
Can
have.
we just recess to 1?
We can recess till 1. I mean,
Well, Tim's still working.
he's still signing.
Sorry.
Tim, you're always the last one.
I've been told that before.
And there's the last one.
I used to say.
Well, you got that.
Yeah, I got those.
Hit that one.
So the pilot money from the wind farm,
Yes.
we was discussing that a little bit, visiting a little bit this morning.
Uh-huh.
So the 200 and, oh, this all's changed, let's see.
Did that change?
Maybe it hasn't. So 235,000,
Okay.
page 6. So is that total to the county, or does that take into consideration what USD 243 and Southern Coffee County gets?
That's just our share, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's
That's
just
just
our
our
share,
share.
what we've got, because we pay out. I'll check on that when you guys.
Because I've heard or been told that 2 school districts get a substantial amount of money, but I didn't know if it was out of this money or if it was just
I
checked
think this
from.
is our portion that we
I
have,
think-
because
I think the school comes out of this
I
two
think
thirty-five.
243, no, I think 243 gets close to the 235 also.
yeah, I
On
think
top
it's
of this.
almost
Talking
like
about Waverly,
500,000.
they get about one,
They get,
you get about 65 down there, and Waverly gets 130 or 140. It's a little over, about 200 total,
yeah, it's about 200,000.
somewhere around 200.
It's a percentage, it's like 70-30 or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
But
Two-thirds and a
that's,
third.
this 235 is Coffee County fund.
This is over and above that.
I mean, it's our money that we get from the wind farm.
Right,
That we,
but we don't pay the school districts that, the wind farm already pays. us.
No,
no,
we
they give
pay.
us the lump sum.
And then,
We
okay,
just-
so we're
We
paying
distribute
out
it.
of
We
this.
give our,
Yeah, we distribute
this is
it.
our
Okay,
half
sure.
we
Okay,
keep.
okay.
Where's the interest from on below that?
Yeah, it says
What is
interest
that?
idle on funds.
You know, that's a huge investment someplace. Where's that investment at to generate 50?
I'd probably have to ask Richard on that, where he's got
Yeah.
the interest on the idle.
And then there's miscellaneous there for 21 of 62,000, zero for 22 and 3.
Is the idle funds, is that for the demolition of the wind farm?
That's what I was thought.
That I don't.
That's a substantial amount of money that is drawing that interest.
Well, yeah, because they had to put up, what, $20 million for, I think it was for that.
Really?
Now, where is that
Bonds for
set
that.
at?
Huh?
Where is that setting at?
Don't have any idea.
Yeah, but how are we receiving the interest off of it if they're setting it aside for them?
2%, 2% be
Because
four
they
hundred
probably just had to
thousand.
put up a bond, all they had to do, a $20 million bond.
I'll check with Richard
So I
on
don't know,
that.
sure.
I mean, there should be now, gosh, we should have quite a bit in there now.
This should have came up from last year. Every year it was supposed to increase.
Well, I'll look at it.
And see, that's
And I'll
what
look
I
at it
noticed.
today. I think this is just what the auditor's estimating that we'll get. We may get more, but this is his estimation. And just like under that miscellaneous, that's actual. So for current and proposed, he doesn't know what to put there because we don't know what might be miscellaneous.
Oh, it says, yeah, current year estimate, but
Yeah.
it should have been more than this year's estimate should
Well-
have been more than 252.
But this is an estimate. We haven't audited this year yet. We haven't got our money yet.
But it should have been more than a 252 estimate because it's supposed to increase every year.
Right, I know what you're saying, but this budget is prepared in July here, and we won't know what we're getting until December. So you'll see the actual number on the audit.
How quick will we have that all?
He said he'll bring it when he comes
I
back
thought I'd
here
understood.
on the 22nd or whatever it is.
I was just curious on the interest.
Yeah, I'll check on that.
You know how this came about? Southern County got the money. Because I was a standout. I was opposed to this because I was the chairman when Doug and I wrote, when Doug wrote this up, and all the money was supposed to come to the county, and the county invested what they felt was the best. Well, then some big commissioners from the other districts decided, no, they wanted that money to go to the school districts, because that's what happened when Wolf Creek came here, money came to Burlington. Yeah, well, but Burlington has shared that money pretty darn good.
Very, very, very well.
Anyway, we were sitting here, and, we had a group of people come in and complain and everything else, and I'm sitting here, and he decided, okay, we're gonna divide it up, we've got different money. But, kinda like the school district did here, and then we're gonna have to get the county gets, and then we're gonna have the share that the state gets. They didn't know what they were gonna do. So I sat here, and they got ready for the vote, and they all knew that I was gonna be a no vote, imagine that. And I thought, I said, I'll tell you what I'll do, I will vote for it if we will give the state's portion of that money to 245 school district. Nobody else wanted to, but they wanted a 5-0 vote, so they all jumped right on it. They never hesitated 1 minute, and that's how come they got the money. That was why they got it. And then
245 as well as the Waverly.
345.
Yeah.
Waverly, yeah. Yeah, the other two school districts get the money. And
Yeah, they weren't gonna
then
get
we got it,
anything.
and then
Pardon?
They weren't gonna originally get anything, Leroy.
Yeah. Got to hand me, as soon as we got the check, then your brother said, I'll take that check down there too. But that's how come the money that's how come they got involved in it. Otherwise, that state money would probably stay with the county.
We ready to recess?
Yeah.
Recess till 1?
You're calling.
Recess till 1?
Okay.
I suppose.
What's our next candidate number?
Number 4?
I will move we go into executive session for 45 minutes with road bridge candidate number 4, the commissioners and the county counselor.
You moved, I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, we'll go in at 1:02 for 45 minutes. And it just did turn to 1 o'clock. I would guess he's still down there.
I've had any stayed in that.
I see he opened it. Was Wade staying down there? He was, okay. I don't know why we couldn't be
I
taken
know
through
either.
it.
So you'd be like hobbling back up and down.
I'll move that we go into executive session to discuss candidate number 1 with the board and Wade Bowie for 45 minutes.
That
Oh.
candidate here.
Yes.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none.
Give us time to stop and go down.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll go in at 1:55. That gives us 5 minutes. We might have to take these commission meetings to 3 days.
Mr. Chairman, also move that we'll go back.
We gotta wait for Angie to be in here.
I-
Or can we
Yeah.
just tell her, hey, we extended it 10? Go ahead, Don.
Rattle the door and then
So move that we go back into a 10-minute session to,
let's do 15.
15 minutes?
or 10 minutes, so 10 for the asphalt. 10 minutes for candidate number 1 for our road supervisor. To include the commission and candidate number 1 and our county counselor.
I'll second.
Don's moved, Tim seconded
This is for 10 minutes?
for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll enter at 2:45 for 10 minutes. I'm tired of walking.
It's all over. He just will me around. We have 3 minutes and the buzzer will go off. I'll walk out the door.
Wayne's supposed to, too.
I know it.
Bobby coming back?
Hopefully.
I'm not gonna try typing on this thing.
See?
Gotcha.
It changed a whole lot of thinking right then, though. Brad's just still pen and pencil. You got that big chief tablet.
Oh, I know how to type, but I can't do these laptops very well. My hands don't fit on that.
What time did we come back?
2:55.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah, we went in at 45, so yeah,
we went at
55,
45.
yeah. I sent Wayne a message.
He's right there.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
so is there a little story about Great Pyrenees that you wanna express?
I had to come back and rinse the shoes off. Thankfully, they rinsed off fairly easily.
You gotta take a picture of this and have it put in the paper.
Somebody can, yeah.
Somebody, we need to have somebody lined up to take a picture.
Have Bob present the flag for Wayne.
I can do it if you're the chairman. And the reason I say that because I'm on another committee, and Tim Sykes was a long-term member of that, for everyone's vice chairman, I'm chairman. I said, Tim, would you like to present this? And he said, I will. He said, but you're the chairman, I think the chairman's one that should do it, so. I think it would be very appropriate. I would present it to him. We've had our days, but I still like it.
That's how
We're gonna take action. This was in.
Probably run it Monday.
With the talk on the news, they're gonna have to, New York wants to change the name of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got 1,000 cases in New York now.
What's that tell you? They have 1,000 cases, what's that tell you about New York?
Mhm.
Where's your name on that?
Mm-hmm.
That was 2021.
I hear you.
I think we told Skipper to come back Monday on this.
Yeah,
We did.
We would handle it. Wade said that we would handle that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be some more information or something.
Hello?
Is Angie gone?
Hold a moment.
Will she be
We
back?
need her back.
Well, the capital improvement plan, I didn't know. She wanted to discuss that one, but
Oh, I don't know, I'm deep in the ballots, so let me go see if I can find out when she's gonna be here.
okay.
Can we do that Monday?
Well, with Wayne's input, he won't be here Monday.
We can give us his input, but, I mean,
I guess that's true.
we can take action on it Monday.
Oh, no, that's fine. I
Yeah,
just
that's true.
Yeah, give us the input.
didn't wanna,
Do we wanna make copies of this?
oh, that, Angie has it, she just asked me to check it. So really what it amounts to is just the years onto it, and maybe she's already got counted for it. But, it starts in 21, that's last year's stuff, so maybe she's already accounted for it, but she needs to do 22, 23, 24, and so on. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's,
Okay.
so she just needs to move it. Move.
Angie said she will be here, she's on the way back, will be here in less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you have something else to talk to Wayne
Yeah.
about the news, she
Oh, I'm
has,
sure
you
Wayne
might
has
proceed
something.
with that. And then she'll be here and jump in.
Don't disappoint me.
Oh, well, I'm really drawing a blank here, Bob. I guess I am. You know, I had all that paperwork. I think it's gonna be, exciting. We moved from, where we were to the point now that we have a lot of projects that's gonna go out for, contractors and construction. And so, that booklet I have, the main one on that is gonna be those precast, and getting that to a point where we have to go ahead and order them. And that's gonna take, even if once you select somebody, it's still gonna take 2 months before they are even made and put on the ground, let alone being able to put them in. So starting process is you really have to start, now, so like next Monday or the following Monday, you really would have to have that motion out to go ahead and start the request for proposals on those, precast that's in that book. And those bridges though, every one of those bridges, even down to the very last one down Leroy, I would, however you want to do it, if you want to just pass it around to the 3 consultants, the 3 regional ones that we have is Cook Flat, BG, Swab Eaton. If you want to just do that, just say, okay, you take these 2, you take these 2, and give us a proposal, however you want to do that. But I would suggest that you go ahead and get it started, because it's going to, design-wise, surveying and everything else for that bridge down Leroy, it's going to take a couple years. That's a big project. And land acquisition and such as that stuff doesn't just happen in a year. So, that is, you gotta get the ball rolling. I've been saving money in the bridge program. So, special bridge, you can look at your file, you have over $3 million in there. That's gonna take care of the stuff that's gonna be built here next year, and then it's gonna help you jumpstart for the following years. But you're still gonna have to have that million something coming in every year to keep building the bridge program. And,
You made that comment, land acquisition. When we build a new bridge, the old bridge is gone, that's county property, right?
Yeah.
Do we know whether where the old bridge used to be, is it still county property?
Well, basically, if you abandon a road, you're not getting paid for it. Because when you acquired it, you didn't acquire fee simple title. You did not acquire it like you acquire your house. So you acquired it as an easement. And so when you got an easement, then the easement reverts back to the landowners. So wherever that land falls to the adjoining landowner, it goes to them. And so that's how it would work. So there's no trade.
Okay.
Is what you're thinking about. There's no trade, but you are acquiring an easement for that bridge, that offset bridge. You acquire an easement, you will pay, and any damages, fences, or anything else, you will pay for those.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's not like down the highway when they took, as you notice, the big wide easement, because that's where the highway used to go, and they built a new highway here. They still has this out here. We don't have that then.
No.
Okay.
Because it goes back to, now, the highway, they had changed it. Initially, they were taking it by fee simple, and then they came back and said anything that's condemned has to revert back to the landowner. And that's some of that. The only thing that they have is sometimes they have some islands that are purchased, and that's about it.
Okay.
See, the old wooden bridge that's going across there, it was south of the now current existing bridge.
Okay.
Which went down underneath the railroad crossing. And down around Easterville. But when they built the new bridge, that's when I think that's when they moved the blacktop west of the railroad track all the way around.
Right.
Now, the new bridge we put in, or suppose it's gonna be put in, chances are would be right south of the existing bridge, which is only gonna be securing 2 or 3 acres of timber. They'll shorten that curve up a little bit. There's plenty of room there for curve.
Okay.
But that way you wouldn't have to, drive 8, 9, 10 miles around, so.
And that's something that you're gonna have an opportunity, I mean, because you're gonna have that discussion.
It'll actually go back to what the old road was 50 years ago.
Providing the alignment, the curve down, or speeds and all that.
Yeah.
But, really the key on that is, you're, also too, by getting the plans prepped, the plans in place, if there are any grants, if you have plans shelved, there's more likely you're gonna get a grant from shelf plans. And a person says, well, I'm just gonna shelf them, stuff changes. It doesn't change that fast. Engineering concepts, designs don't change that fast. There's a little bit perhaps here or there where they may change something, but that doesn't take too much to update. And you have enough money in the account to get the plans going. Then what you would do is you would budget then and see where you're at and project what your funds are going to be for purchasing those bridges at that point. So, yeah, I would recommend that we would get those precast going, and then we'd also get those bridges going. But how you want to select your consultants is up to you. You can parcel some of them out if you want. And I think there's another design firm in Emporia, it might be Call Valley. But they haven't been around too much, but they've been around once. But
Angie's back, so.
And I'll go over that with, Cook Flat and those precast, he'll verify the sizes on those precast. And then if he's okay with all that, we'd go forward. I just had, just a few comments. And maybe you were planning on doing that, but that would be 22,
Yeah,
right? This is what,
the old-
last year?
Yeah, this hasn't been updated for a while, so
Okay.
this was just before I was gonna get it approved.
Okay, this
But
would,
This was what I wanted to know, and then these projects.
if I can keep those for 22, I'm okay with that.
What about 23?
And then 23, just, yeah. just
Okay.
23, just, if we did that, I'm okay with that.
Okay, all the way, keep this down here,
Yes.
30,000?
Well, the thing is, one thing that you'd have to look at is, we don't have anything in 2020, or we don't have anything for cell 5.
Mhm.
How would we be budgeting that?
How much is that gonna cost?
It's gonna be $1 million time you get it in 2028.
Okay, so we need to start planning for that.
That would be the thing I'd add.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the cell 5 is what you're gonna find is all of our equipment, big equipment is, we were renting equipment to be able to put cell 4 in. It's not feasible to basically get things that's been sitting for years that haven't been working and get them back up to speed. The other thing is you're gonna have on cell 5 that's a little bit different, it's gonna cost you some more, is, as they're digging down to get that selected clay soil for the cell itself, this would be the 2-foot bottom that they put in to keep it from, keep the water, the leachate from going down, percolating down. It's virtually impervious. Is that select soil we have on site, but also that select soil is shell. And so the shell has to be brought out, watered, because it's basically friable shell, and so it has to be watered, manipulated, worked, and then it becomes clay again. And so that's more work that you're gonna have in that type of operation. And it's just getting, so one of the things I'd give advice to the folks, and I've told them, is go ahead and dig that out now. Start digging that out and let it weather, and then you'll find it basically will start breaking up on you. And you could have your volume that you're gonna need to do the cell.
So they're digging it out now?
No, not yet, but they need to. Our excavators, when we're, say, not on another project or something like that, that could be like one of those rainy day type projects, go out there and,
Digging dirt.
yeah, digging dirt, dig it out and see what you can do. That'll save you money later down the road, otherwise you're gonna manipulate it and work it back and forth, and it's gonna cost you time and money, so. All right, did I take my 5 minutes, Bob? I think I filled 10.
That's fine.
Yeah, I did, it's 3:10. All right.
Yes, keeping us here today, how long, yeah.
I guess we can go through and do this before we go into executive session.
Okay.
Andrew, you got a photo?
Present this to you for your years of service.
All right.
Let me find that angle from.
Make sure it's a good angle. I don't have a good angle. I got a face for radio.
Make sure I keep my phone out of it. I'll be ready. Cut the crowd so we don't have the arrows. Do you want to go out there and
Thank
get
you.
a group photo?
We're gonna miss you, I know
We
will.
could on the way down for executive session. I got.
If he doesn't, maybe Wayne doesn't want a group photo.
Well, I do.
Okay, we'll get one.
Hey, Jessica, can I ask a quick
Yes,
question
ma'am.
before you guys take off again? Okay, so you guys went into executive session earlier at 1:45 and came back at what time?
1:55.
155.
It was a 10-minute extension
No,
of the
okay,
previous.
so back up from
We
now.
went in at 1:45.
You went at
1:45.
Came
originally,
back at 2:30,
you were back at 2:30. I didn't know what time you came back, 'cause
Was five.
an hour, because an hour, we did
45 minutes per,
minutes.
45 minutes.
So 1:45 to 2:30 is.
When you left for the additional 10 minutes, you left at
Those times ain't
2:45,
right.
so you would have been back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have knocked on the door, 'cause now I gotta figure out what time.
Okay, so we come back at 2:45. We went into executive session for a second time
Right,
at 2:45, so back up 45 minutes.
so you came out at, okay, 'cause I came in at 2:45 and you weren't here.
Well, we had to then. because
My
we went
Andrea
in
was
for
sitting here,
another.
I think, 2 minutes.
No,
5 minutes.
we left about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
We left
we
a minute and a
left.
half ahead of
Yeah.
that. We set the time to go in at 2:45.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
so,
so you
so
came
we
back
left here
early.
about-
we left at
We went down about
2:43.
2:43.
So you were
We
back
went
at-
into that one at 1:58.
I gave us 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I gave us
Yeah,
5
give us
minutes to
5
get there.
minutes.
So you were back here at what, 2:40 then? On the
We
other
was
side?
back, in the, yeah,
2:43 or
probably.
4,
Okay.
I forget what it
Probably.
was.
Alright.
But I gave us like 5 minutes before we went into that executive session at
Okay,
2:45.
I just wanna make sure I have the times right, 'cause I wasn't in here when you guys got in.
Mr. Wade?
Need to request maybe a 20-minute executive session, attorney, client, myself, the board, Wayne, and Angie. The subject matter is, internal county policy and procedure, related to, potential litigation and or personnel files. Trying to think of the best way to put it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It does to us anyway, I don't know about you.
Yeah. Hey,
So, I think that will suffice. If somebody wants to complain, then I guess I'll deal with it.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Just moved. Bob second, 20-minute executive, you said 20 minutes? Yep, 20-minute executive session. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Then I'll start.
Pass.
Are we going to, when we get on down the road, are we going to stop and take time for
Yeah,
a
give us,
photograph and give Wayne?
We might be able to do
Wade-
that on the way back.
Give Wade plenty of time to get there?
We'll enter at, we'll do that on the way back.
Okay.
We'll enter at, 3:17.
Try not to.
Wade using the elevator.
It's time for
He did,
me.
he went the steps.
This is gonna be a short week before we meet again, won't
We could take off for a couple of
Why
weeks
should
now.
we leave, we'll just stay.
it? Take off a couple weeks and just catch up on sleep.
Come on, Don, it's not that bad.
No,
That's what you're here for, you're a commissioner.
that's our responsibilities. I'd probably rather it didn't turn into a 3 to 5, or a 5-day week, but
That's the latest I've ever been here, was a little after 5 o'clock one night. We were here.
this week's gonna have 2 days, it's gonna be pushing 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we gotta remember, we did 6 interviews this 2 days, so.
It's been a good week.
Terry's running that check right now, so,
Okay, yeah, we just gotta wait on Wade to,
okay.
again, our country music song. Waiting on Wade.
WOW.
That's no
We're doing a neutron Thursday night.
I'm going to try.
Okay. Tim's going, I'm gonna stay home. So it'd just be 2 of you there.
you're stuck with me.
No, I'm not even gonna sit by you because people will talk. I know that game, you know?
You too,
I'll
huh?
say hi to you and that's it.
That'll work.
Interesting. All right.
Okay, so can I talk to you about the capital improvement plan?
Sure.
Or I can wait till you're done?
So go ahead.
Okay, so, as Wayne was talking about the landfill cell number 5 construction, so we're at 2022, and so at the end of this year, if we add more money in there, do we wanna look at $125,000 a year? That'd get us, let's see,
What'd you say it was gonna cost, $1 million?
just about.
Yeah.
That'd get us to $1 million.
Be 8 years. Have we already put some in it, or is this first
We
year?
have not put any in it.
Not for that cell.
Is it 125 enough then?
Well, I don't know, I mean, we could start with that,
And we could always kick it up.
and we could kick it up, and then there's some others that we don't always spend all the money on, so we may have extra to cover that.
Well, we won't be putting anything in risk anymore, because it's up to,
Right,
of course, we're gonna be pulling some out,
yeah.
maybe.
I think we can come down to a substantial level and just leave it there and fund other things.
Okay.
I
So,
think personally.
125, you think, for now on this, and we can redo the
We
plan?
start, it's better now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Next year you have 125.
I'll have a motion for Monday for you on that, and get this corrected then, and updated.
Yeah, 'cause that risk management account.
And risk management got 9.99 in it.
Yeah, and I would venture to say 6 is going
So
to
we're
be
pulling 4 out of it.
and change.
If it's jail.
Yeah, I'd say 6 is probably gonna be a God's plan to set that.
History don't work.
I don't know what we put in that each year.
Committee on.
Well, we put about 4 or 5 in it one year.
To build it up.
We went all around real quick.
Right.
Or the courtroom.
But you haven't put anything into it.
Never got
since
above
then.
10. And for some reason, 10,000 got pulled out of that one year.
Well, we've got one that.
Got it down to 999,000.
We've got one at 130,
I forget what account, we was gonna pull that 10 out.
Jamie?
setting the rules on this.
It's our unencumbered cash right now.
I don't know if we've ever had it.
We haven't seen that yet.
When's that coming?
Be the 22nd.
22nd.
How many, I think 2 years ago.
I'd like to know what
That's
that
what I figured, now hopefully Rose.
Well, we should be getting a new one of these then too, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Somebody, a judge.
Yeah, 'cause this is as of May.
And that's what I just got worried about.
I don't think we do. Yeah, we haven't got it, yeah.
I can check on that and get a copy printed.
And see, this one here, May compared to a year ago, at 58.9. This increase is 7,107. And then county cash might be 46.
Okay. Today. Yeah.
Does this mean gravel will be up to 1, gravel will be up to 2, gravel?
He looks like he's gonna maintain it for a week. And that's what's on it now. Gravel needed to reach.
Just waiting on him. on
This is 3 and this is only 2.5, so you add those 2 together. But if you add the 1.5 to the 2.5, you get the 4.
I'm trying to, better than 7 and 7.
Just working on it.
Yeah, we gotta wait
She's
for the
dating
motion.
it for today, so. We've had almost 300 voters
Really?
How many?
today, or in total, from the start to now, 300
300.
in office.
That's what you had Monday, was 300.
That's including mail-outs. But we're surpassed that now, so we're probably.
How many mail-outs
close to
did you, how many mail-out ballots did you have?
A little over 200, I think.
Oh, you had a little over 3. How many of them have you got back in?
I'd have to check with Brad.
It'll make it.
Okay. but
Well, no, might ask.
we've gotten some back, we've gotten quite a few back, I mean,
And they've gotta be back in, they gotta be put back in by the second, don't they? Or postmarked by the second, and then,
yeah, and then,
The fifth, I think.
yeah.
That's when they gotta be in by, I think,
Yeah.
fifth, sixth, something like that.
No.
be Friday the fifth, probably.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Second's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
What percentage of those mail in ballots do you normally get back? Do you get half, 2/3 of them back? I'm sure a lot of them don't come, but
Well, we get a large portion of
90%
that.
of them.
I'm guessing 85, 90, yeah.
You guys gotta drink enough coffee. Our coffee's been over there brewing, I bet it's pretty stout.
I made 10 cut
I've kinda slowed down right now, I've kinda told this to quit very close.
It'll be fresh from Monday.
Be able to walk out of here on its own Monday.
It'll be solidified in the bottom.
I just sitting here looking at this 5-year plan for concrete structures. And I question why would you put 18 foot in? Why wouldn't you at least go up to 20 foot on gravel roads and so forth? Why would you narrow the road down to 18 foot to go across a built-up structure?
Well, that'd be a good question for your new person in charge.
And there's a 17, and there's also a 17.5 between. And you at least go 20 foot. I mean, that's been one of the big concerns on.
What's the road width leading up to it though?
We don't know.
You don't know that, so I'm gonna say the road width is probably that.
Might be a low maintenance road, 15
Bad.
foot. There's a boatload of information in there too.
I mean, that was one of the arguments on Old Highway 50 is it's not wide enough as being at 20 foot. So why would we build another road and make it under the 20 foot at least?
Right.
I mean, so what if the culvert is a little bit wider than the road?
Yeah, you don't have to drive clear on the outside.
And you realize these on gravel roads, these are out in the country. There's probably some equipment's not even gonna go through the 20 footers.
Well, and I will still, even after the 50 highway is built to withstand, I'm still going to be in favor 150% of keeping it the white line at the original road width.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
And use it if you need it.
If it's 20 foot.
At the normal width.
I think they would stay where they're at. A lot of vehicles will.
You see what happened out on the interstate when they milled that? Everybody was driving, because there wasn't a fog line on the right side. Everybody was driving over there on that shoulder, and it blew them shoulders completely out.
Is that what blew those shoulders?
Yes, sir, it did.
Where they had to come back in and redo
Because
it.
there was no white line there.
No white
And
line.
Trucks and cars was over there on that all
Man,
the time.
it blew a lot of them out.
And heck, they can't hardly keep up with it now. They had to get it, until they could get a white line on it. People was driving over there, and it just tore that road to pieces.
Yeah, it did.
And I still say on 50 highway, once it's all nice and pretty and
Leave
done,
that line
it
wherever
needs
it
to stay right at the original 20 foot.
Even though you got a fabric underneath that to cover it.
I just use it if you need it.
Use it if you need it.
I can't disagree with that.
You can see how well it's helped bring that white line in. They don't have near the problems with the shoulder blowing out like they did have.
No.
That, no, I
Problem
don't
you'll have on that.
with one spot.
The problem you'll have on that is KDOT will be in control. Because
See, that's what I was
and
wondering.
that might
it's their
be.
project.
It's their project. Will they let us?
I don't know.
Present it to them, they might understand it.
I would
Yeah,
talk,
they will.
I would talk to them.
Ian is their new guy. I can't remember his last name. He's pretty nice. I've met him a couple times up there in Lebo on that project.
Maybe if we tell them our concern.
Granted, it might hold it, but
Yeah.
what if it doesn't? Then you're right back where you are.
In reality, unless you meet someone, why can't you be driving them?
I can have 102-inch axle and be in my lane. And not touch either stripe, center line or the outside line.
And then when the old people meet you, they can get over onto it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We wait on wait.
Yeah. More Maryland's in her office. Maryland.
The car's here.
I'm gonna run down there real quick. I need to visit her real quick. Will you?
Can I ask one quick question? I just remind, to double check, is the shared leave, is that still in effect now, or did we say that's done until short term? Cause I did have one request to use it.
We haven't done anything.
Okay, so right now it is still a,
I mean, other than, Mrs. Dietrich said we needed to stop
Yeah,
that, Christina,
we haven't done it.
so we haven't done it. So,
that's, okay, so they can still put in
I
their
would say it's still here. Yo, excuse me for just a little bit. Shoot me a message or something, when Wayne gets in. Please.
Take cars at 3.
Who?
Apollo.
Excuse me.
Was that the medical,
Oh. Take up my sleep study.
Where's that at?
Somebody's moving 6:30.
I'm sorry,
I thought she told me 4.
6:30.
Yesterday.
We could probably run down there. Oh, they're already closed.
I'm not on New Strong before you
Never mind.
well, maybe if you saw it online, maybe that's wrong, maybe they really are.
Hopefully they can email me it.
You did a sleep study?
No, it's
None of them said over 12 or 13.
my CPAP itself.
Because of the burn,
You gotta have proof
Mhm.
through the DOT that you use it.
That's interesting.
The new machines have the little card in it that
Lebo only had 9.
says how many hours you used it, how effective it was, if you was a seal, I mean,
But
every
it-
little.
You have to present that to your
Oh.
doctor when you're getting the physical.
Go around to the clerk's office.
Only used for punching something.
Okay, yours I put in the book, but I didn't wanna go through anybody else's stuff, just to be, I'll get them in yours. I didn't wanna start digging through everyone's.
How's the voting working in here?
In here, great. Pretty tight in my office, but in here, great. And Monday's gonna be crazier yet, 'cause it's the last day
Monday's the last day for,
till noon. But we'll make it.
Well, cramped when I voted.
so now Monday you will
I'll be delivering voting machines.
deliver votes, and you will be using the county pickup
Well,
and the
I
trailer.
haven't, I mean, the trailer is mine and the sheriff, we share that, but the truck's really not mine, it's your guys'.
Well, it's a
And-
county's truck, you can use it.
Yeah, if you need it.
It's a county
I mean,
vehicle.
nobody's got it for anything else. It's okay.
I mean, if that's okay, I just.
Well, you need to, because you need to be using a county vehicle.
In order for the trailer to be insured, if it's a county trailer.
Yeah.
Cause I run into that with my company, like, I bought a camper, and I was gonna pull it with a company truck, and so insurance told me I had to put the camper on the company's insurance.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? So then when that's why I went out and bought my own truck, so I didn't have to like,
Even though they both have insurance, they have to be covered under the same insurance.
whatever vehicle's pulling it is
The same
insurance
insurance.
that the
I
camper
would
has to be.
prefer is to use the county truck, but like I said, it's not mine anymore, so I can't.
Well, it's counties, it's a counties, anybody and everybody can use it, it's county equipment.
Yeah.
It's not, nobody specifically owns anything other than, I guess, the sheriff's department owns everything. But the rest of it is county equipment, anybody who needs it can use it.
So, something new, I need a 5-minute executive session. Attorney-client, myself, the board, and it's, I guess, pending criminal, investigation.
So moved.
I'll second.
Hold on just a second, please. Don,
Don moved, Tim seconded,
okay, and then how long, 10 minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes should be.
Okay.
I'm saying no way, but I'm just joking. Sorry.
Okay, been moved by
Black
Don,
feet.
seconded by Tim, right?
Yes.
5-minute executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
We will go in at 3:58. You better hurry.
Brain done for the day.
Yeah, brain's done.
I think we're pretty close.
Well, you take that, I'll sit down in your chair for a minute. I've got 2 voters in there. I think Terry's aware of.
I will get it to
No action taken
No.
on executive session, on executive. Shortest executive session
Ever.
ever.
We have been here.
3.
I don't have anything.
I don't either. I don't either.
If we did it, wait for Monday.
Back, so we'll just, here's my extensive notes from when I was in there last time.
Okay, thank you.
They're looking at me like they want to go home.
And you better not stand in front of that door.
I guess we will adjourn our meeting at 4:05.
Unless somebody else has something.
Guys have a good week, we'll see you Monday.
I just knew I did.
That is going about 2 days away, Tom.
I know.
Not very long from now.
4.
Bob?